A song. We'll come back with Ben for Who's Following Now. This next song was requested by Scorza A from Myanmar. It just came out today, guys. I was featured in the music video. Check it out. Here is 낯선 천장 by 개범주 featuring 무웅 of 배치기.
Listen, yeah.
난 정말 결백해 손대지 않았어. 일단 그 잣들이 좀 내려놔봐. 또 사람 잡겠다. 어쨘 다 뻥이야. 뻥이야. 다 뻥이라니까. 나도 애인 있다니까. 버벅거리는 말투가 뻥 같겠지만 진짜야. 그만 좀 해. 화나니까. 네가 너를 어떻게 업고 와. 버벅거리는 말투가 뻥 같겠지만 진짜야. 너랑은 내 꼴을 봐. 어제 완전 낚았나봐. 떠보니 낯선 천장 여기 있지. 나도 몰라. 어제 처음 본 사람이 옆에 있어. 떠보니 낯선 천장 걔 누구지. 나도 몰라. 저 여자가 내게 화를 내잖아. 너만 놀란 거 아냐. 네 단추 말짱하잖아. 이래도 못 믿겠냐. 괜히 오해 사고 싶진 않아. 지금 변명한 게 아니야. 그만 좀 해. 화나니까. 네가 너를 어떻게 업고 와. 너랑은 내 꼴을 봐. 어제 완전 낚았나봐. 떠보니 낯선 천장 여기 있지. 나도 몰라. 어제 처음 본 사람이 옆에 있어. 떠보니 낯선 천장 걔 누구지. 나도 몰라. 저 여자가 내게 화를 내잖아. 그 입 좀 닫아봐. 생각 좀 잘해봐. 서로 좋을 게 없잖아. 일단은 나가서
커피 한잔하며 이야기하던지 아니면 이대로 뒤돌아 헤어져 깨끗이. 아냐 이대로 헤어지기에는 뒤끝이 구려서 안 되겠어. 잘못된 이 매듭이 내 인생 꼬이게 할지 어떻게 알아. 이럴 때 꼭 남자만 욕하더라. 수쓰는 거라면 당장에 집어쳐. 난 결백하니까 너 지금 빨리 도망쳐.
떠보니 낯선 천장 여기 있지. 나도 몰라. 어제 처음 본 사람이 옆에 있어. 떠보니 낯선 천장 걔 누구지. 나도 몰라. 저 여자가 내게 화를 내잖아. 눈 떠보니 yeah. 눈 떠보니 yeah.
Everyone's on SNS these days, even our top celebrities. If you look at their SNS, we can see their personal connections. So let's find out which star is following who with
Who's Following Now?
Hi Ben,
Hello!
can you say hi to our listeners?
Yes, actually, today I want to say hello to our South American contingent in Brazil. The Confederations Cup is going on in Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yes, the biggest soccer teams and the biggest players in the world are going on right now.
Wow.
And I want to say, like, ask, is anybody going to the games? Is anybody live in one of the host cities? What's the atmosphere like down there? And also I want to say, go Uruguay. Sorry, Brazilian listeners.
Actually, Korea had a match a few days ago, I think. Against Iran.
Yeah.
And we lost.
We lost, but we qualified for the World Cup.
Really?
We did, yes.
I think it was something like if Uzbekistan, like, they scored like 6 or something, we couldn't go into like the World Cup.
Yeah,
There was
we
something
made
like
it.
that.
Yeah, that's
Really
irrelevant. Yeah.
Because I remember, like, right when I think it was at the 90-minute mark, and it was 5-1. Uzbekistan scored 5, and I was like, I think they're gonna score one more. I don't know if we can get in the World Cup this time, but like, I don't know.
It would have been a tragedy if that had happened.
If they scored 6, like, that would have been a tragedy.
But luckily, we're in, and we're going to be at the World Cup. We booked our ticket, and fighting.
And Ben, you were telling me you had good news and bad news from this week.
Ah, right. Yeah, I got some good news and some bad news.
So
what do you want to hear first?
I want to listen to the good news first.
The good news. Okay,
Yeah.
good news is better first.
Yeah.
I passed the intermediate topic exam. I got my results back.
Wow.
What is the topic exam, Ben? It is the Korean proficiency test.
Wow.
So
congrats.
I took it blind, and I went into it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't study. Luckily, I passed for intermediate. Yeah.
Well, was it hard?
It was very hard. It's 3 hours.
Really?
It's a 3-hour test, and it is just murder.
3 hours of just Korean?
Yeah, there's a listening section, a grammar and vocabulary section, and a writing section. The writing section was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't know what to do, and I just was using my pencil, and the proctor came up to me, and he's like, no, you have to use a marker for this. And I'd written like half my essay.
Oh, no. So you had to write it all over again in marker.
Yeah.
Oh.
So next time, I'll be prepared for the test.
And you say you have bad news.
I also have some bad news.
What was the bad news?
Well, it's the beginning of the rainy season here.
Right.
And it was raining the other night, and I was coming out of a store in a very busy part of Gangnam.
Right.
And I fell down the stairs.
Oh.
I slipped on the stairs and fell down. And like literally hundreds of people were staring at me. And I was in so much pain. I cut my ankle open. I had a big knot on my knee. It was so embarrassing. So, that brings to mind, like, has anything embarrassing ever happened to you? Like maybe when you're on stage, or not on stage, but like even rehearsal, or just when you're with the guys. Like, what's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to Widehan Aron?
I think the most embarrassing thing for me was when we were promoting our second album, Action. We were at Inkigayo, which is like the Sunday music show, right?
Yeah.
And the people that the artists that went before us, they were ballad singers, so they only use dry ice to like make like a smoky effect. But the thing people don't know is the floor is glass and it gets slippery.
Oh no, I can see
where
this
right
is
after
going.
that. And so, we went up and like it was really slippery. Like, we couldn't dance like to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
And right when it came up to my part and it came up close up to me, I slipped.
Oh no.
I actually didn't fall though. I caught myself, but it was kind of like I felt like backwards and I came back up. Like,
you saved it.
I saved it, yeah, but it was very embarrassing. Like, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh. And like, I think there was like a whole thing like where like articles came up about me like slipping on.
Oh really?
On the stage, and I was just like,
oh, so this was big news.
Yeah, it was very embarrassing actually.
When I fell, I heard like this collective gasp out from the people, like, oh.
Must have been painful. I don't know.
It did hurt pretty bad.
But speaking about the weather, how's Korea's weather like summer compared to where you're from?
Well, luckily, actually, my hometown is actually hotter than Korea.
Really?
And it's muggier than Korea as well.
It's more humid.
Yeah, it's more humid. So it was not a big adjustment for me.
Really?
The biggest adjustment was actually the winter here and the rainy season here, which is about to happen.
Yes. Oh, I am not like humid and rainy. Not looking.
Yeah.
forward
So
to that at
it
all.
just rains and rains here, and I've never had a raincoat in my life.
Yes.
You're just wet all the time, and your socks get wet. But the good thing is that at night it's much, much cooler.
Yeah, definitely.
That is the plus. And I like to hear the sound of the rain.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
romantic.
Yeah, I think it's nice if you're planning to stay inside, but if you have to go outside and like it's raining,
Yeah, it's a pain.
not fun. It's pain in the butt, guys. Like really.
Don't come to Korea during the rainy season.
Yes.
Or come in the rainy season, but
Don't
come
when
in
it
the
rains.
come in the other seasons too.
All right, Ben. Last week you gave us a hint for the person of this week, but left us hanging. So now it's time to reveal this week's star for Who's Following Now. But before we do that, what were last week's hints one more time, Ben?
All right, I got them. Hint number 1. This female country music singer-songwriter lives in my hometown, Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow.
Number 2, she hosted Saturday Night Live in 2009. And number 3, this is the doozy. There was a famous incident in 2009 when this artist was giving her acceptance speech for winning the Best Female Video at the MTV Music Awards. And suddenly, Kanye West comes out of the audience, steals the microphone out of her hand, and he says, "Yo, I'm really happy for you, but Beyonce has the best video of all time." And the entire world was just stunned.
That was, like literally, guys, that was the funniest moment ever on TV. Like I literally cracked up. I was like, what is he doing on stage right now?
Yeah, I was a little worried because this was absolutely massive news in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was talking about this
Blew up.
for weeks, but I wasn't sure about that hint because I didn't know if it was big news in other countries.
Oh, yeah. But I think everyone knows about it. No?
Yeah, it's like the most famous thing that's ever happened.
At like an award show, yeah, ridiculous. But I'm pretty sure you guys know who it is. I know who it is. Ben, can you tell our listeners?
It is the one and only Taylor Allison Swift.
What up, Taylor Swift?
What up, Taylor? Born December 13th, 1989.
Oh, so she's 4 years older than me. Okay, cool.
I think you can still do it. I think
I'm
that's not
cool,
too
I'm
old
cool,
for you.
Taylor. 4 years isn't a really big gap.
Yeah, it's no big deal. This is 4 years, baby.
Can you give us some background on Taylor Swift?
Yeah, absolutely. So her debut album was in 2006. She was very young. The big hit song was Our Song. The second album, the follow-up was Fearless in 2008. Right. And the main hits were Love Story, You Belong to Me, and it was like the best-selling album of 2009, I think. And she's been touring since then. Oh, and she had her third album in 2010. Right. And she just released last year her fourth album called Red, and it set the record for the sales in the first 2 weeks.
Really?
She sold like, I think 1.2 million in like the first 10 days or something like that.
What?
Or maybe 14 days, but it was just absurd.
That's ridiculous.
And she's doing very, very well for herself, and she's just she's making a lot of money. She's had a lot of success. And so she's doing very, very well. And she's on Twitter.
Yes. But before we go on to Twitter, Taylor Swift, I know she's a huge star, so much success, but what do you think about all her boyfriends? And what do you think about that?
Actually, I was going to talk about that, the boyfriends. Let's see. I've got some of them here.
Really?
I didn't have time to get all of them. Let's see what I've got. She has had love interests. Joe Jonas from the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, yes.
John Mayer.
Oh, yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yes.
And the One Direction singer Harry Styles. And recently, I think she's been linked with Aron from New East.
Oh, yes. What up, Taylor?
That's just, I don't know. It might be breaking news any day now, right?
Yes. All right, guys. Taylor Swift is an amazing artist. But I couldn't have guessed how she was that accomplished. 1.2 million in 2 weeks. That's
Well, it sounds like you're a really big fan of hers.
I think Taylor Swift is cute.
Well, she's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's beautiful. But yes, Taylor, give me a call. I'm very lonely.
Yeah. Oh, poor Aron. Kayopsin Aron. But yes. So she's had a lot of commercial success, but on the other hand, she has had a lot of critical success as well.
Really?
Yeah, so even like a rock and roll legend like Neil Young had this to say about her. I like Taylor Swift. I like listening to her. I kind of like watching her respond to all the attacks. So what he's saying is, she writes about like the things that happen in her life. Like the breakups. She's not afraid to put that out there. And in my opinion, those kind of things make the best songs. Right?
Yes, exactly.
And to get praised by someone like Neil Young is huge. He is just, like a music icon.
Yes, of course. But, Taylor, What is she up to these days?
Well, she is hopping all around. She's going all over the place. She's doing some sporadic performances, and she's on Twitter, and she has, she stays in contact with her fans, and she puts out a lot of pictures on Instagram, and
Wow.
so she's really connected to the fans, which is
That's great.
fantastic when people are
Fantastic,
able
yeah.
to do that. Yeah.
And
And yeah, she recently got an award from